Looks like the CEO of the Zeus Network, Lemmy Plummer, is not playing. He is not playing with Chrisean. And let me just start off with, this post that he posted last night. He says, "Truth is we all got a sad story. Either make it your excuse or your motivation. Prayer hands." And Lemmy is over there on Instagram posting private messages between him and Chrisean. It seems that Chrisean is wanting her money from the Zeus Network, and Lemmy is saying that they do not have to pay her because she breached her contract. And he's saying, "Chrisean, please leave me alone." So let's get into some of these messages here. So we have Chrisean in the gray and Lemmy in the blue. Chrisean says, "What's up with my money?" No good morning, no good afternoon, just what's up with my money. And this was today. So he says, "Chrisean, you are in material breach of your contractual obligations. Accordingly, we are under no further obligation to provide any additional compensation or consideration of any kind. I strongly advise you to review the terms of your executed agreement in full, as it clearly outlines the consequences of such a breach and the limitations of your entitlements therein." So the reason why I said, no good morning, no good afternoon, the reason I said that is that, when I try to deal with people, I try to deal with them, professionally, because you're dealing with a man that's CEO of a network. You're dealing with a person that has lots of money. This would not have been my approach, but this is Chrisean's approach. So anyway, she says, "So you not giving me no money? I stayed, participated, and blanked on me. The least you can do is pay me." So he says, "Miss Rock, the very least you can do is refrain from sending frivolous or irrelevant messages merely because you have exhausted your financial resources. As previously stated, you are in material breach of your contractual obligations. I don't know what that is, consequences and remedies applicable in the event of a breach." And even when they were doing, the auditions, I always told people, read your contract, read your contract. These networks, these networks, they have lawyers that are doing these contracts. So you gotta read your contract if you can understand that lingo, or you gotta take that to a lawyer and have the lawyer sit down with you and go over the contract. If y'all remember, I believe it was Baddies East? Chrisean was kind of in and out. She didn't stay. She, would come and go. And I think they probably still paid her. So maybe she felt like if she went back on Baddies USA, she could do the same thing and they would still just pay her. But they're saying, not this time, not this time. Yeah. So she says multiple times, "Stop sending special paragraphs. You know the value I bring to baddies. It goes against my walk with God. I generally couldn't keep going through what you and your team did to me." Now, when she said she was going on baddies, I was thinking, Chrisean is saying she's walking with God. How are you going to be going on a show that's kind of opposite of that? I mean, it's a fighting show. There's nothing but confusion and toxicity on that show. But I mean, that's what she decided to do. It's her decision what it is that she does. So, for her to agree to go, knowing it was against her walk with God, and then go into the show and then
Next.
Okay, so you didn't want change or your child to spend time with his father. You wanted clout. You wanted on my show. You wanted to sabotage Javon and Journey's time with their father. You wanted to touch me and follow me into the bathroom. You wanted to touch Journey. You wanted Jaden and the internet to think that they were a family and disrespecting her wishes regarding her children. You walked into that house trying to fight with Bodine because they didn't allow you to come to the prison. And then you force your way to the next location where we were taking the children. Jaden sat home to allow your son to have a moment with his father and the rest of the children. I will not allow you to take his family to hell again, especially when we try to include your son. Now, the real episode drops Friday, which is today, y'all. And we will all watch moment for moment her motives and her actions and what caused all of the problems from the beginning to the end. And you knew we were filming, and you on camera said you wanted to be on my network. I have your approval for filming on my cameras, and so does everyone that was on your live. Exactly. The proof is in the pudding.
Look at some grown.
I'm looking for a stepdaddy, so.
Alright. Need some young me.
You at home trying to figure